By the time a young walker gets to the situation where he needs to come to ANASAZI, there's a lot of reconciliation that needs to happen all over the place on both sides. And some of that happens through the letters, and some of it happens in family camp. I would say the stuff that happens out on the trail is the stuff that changes in the heart. But the outward stuff, the technicalities of it, that happens oftentimes in family camp. And I've had a lot of experiences in family camp. One of the things that, as a shadow, when I come into family camp, I typically will ask, what are the things that you are hoping that we don't have to discuss today? What are you hoping that we just sail through this experience without having to bring up? Because that's where we need to go. You're hoping that, having mentioned this in a letter, that it would be addressed. But the fact is that we have to get those things out into the open so that we can bury them in the desert and don't bring them home with us. It's a big difference between burying them in the desert and just sweeping them under the rug. Because we've tried that before. Having a new beginning is not the same thing as a do-over. Having a new beginning has to be with different boundaries, with different understandings, with different commitments. Because almost every family that comes to ANASAZI has had a time in their relationship and the difficulties that they're having that they've already done that thing where they do a recommitment, or they start fresh, or they wipe the slate clean. If you don't change the boundaries and you wipe the slate clean, it's a very short amount of time that the slate looks exactly like it did before you started. A new beginning means beginning anew, having a different understanding. For parents, a lot of times that means giving them somebody different to respond to. So sometimes we get into those things in family camp where we talk about that person that mom and dad don't want me to associate with, but I value them as a friend. And we have to hash it out. We have to meet somewhere and have an understanding. It doesn't always mean agreeing, but it always means communicating and understanding. There's been a lot of good that's come from a young walker experiencing a change, going back home, and trying to fit in with their former group of friends. It's not really, for parents, it's not really about making sure that they never misstep again. At some point, the parent's job becomes making it easier, as easy as possible for them to come back when they realize the truth, when they realize that love.